Forgot my microphone. This is pretty exciting what I'm about to talk about. It takes me back to the 307th Engineer Battalion, 82nd. Ardennes Road was down at the end of the street. We were at Groves and Gruber. A lot of accidents happened there. We could watch them right through the window when the weather was bad. It's upside down. But before I get to my story today about when I was in the Army, I have to tell you, I was just starting to watch my Dove and Serpent Tarot Sagittarius reading. It was released as a premiere at 7:30 this morning, but I'm just getting to it. I got things to do. And he's talking about how the kind of guy I am, and he's holding this card. It might have been the Six of Wands he's holding. I just got distracted because I had to laugh about it. He says, yeah, you're hard charging and all this stuff. He says good things. And then he says, you're the kind of guy that you want to win the race, but you're not going to leave anybody behind. And I purposely choose to be around people that I won't have to think about leaving behind. You got to move if you're coming around me. Because if we're going to get out of there together, it's because either you or I can keep up. And I'm not going to call it a parable because then I'd have to talk like I was in the Bible. I have an anecdotal story about me and how I'm not going to leave anybody behind. There was one day for battalion PT. Friday mornings we had battalion PT. So not just the company, not just squad, the whole battalion runs as one. And everybody's got their guidons and everybody knows the guy. Yeah. He's whoever he is. I was never wanting to be the guidon. I was too busy doing push-ups and then running the guidon around the goddamn battalion. Hoo-ha. And it wasn't my idea to do the push-ups, but I never minded because that meant I got to screw with them just a little bit more. So the one day for battalion PT, we went down Ardennes, and however you get to it, but we ended up in going to a park somewhere in the area of 18th Airborne Corps, into the depths or something. We're going to a fucking military field or something. It was just like in the woods. I don't know if it was on an actual field or where they go to punish people. But we went along, ran past Iron Mike, the statue. Iron Mike, he stands there, went by that. It was, I would say, a 7-mile round trip run, which you're like, wow. And I actually ran that daily and faster on my own when I was, after I got out of the Army. I enjoyed running. You've got to. I almost got caught by a super cop on foot once, and I was embarrassed. I'm thinking I will be so embarrassed if I get caught by a cop. I got to start running again. So I started running again and never been caught on foot. And pretty much the only people that have ever seen me truly run, it's a cop. And he never gets to talk to me about it because, well, he never sees me again. And I have had a couple of people see me run. They said, it's like you're not even touching the ground when I truly run. I've devised all kinds of methods for running. You never know what you're going to need. Run, jump, and climb. Be safe and out of the region within 18 hours or less. Drinking and whoring. It's not really the way I am. Can't say it hasn't been the way I was at some point. So yeah, we've got this run. But the thing is, once you get to halfway to the field we're going to, they took us in there, we were all standing at attention, and they smoked us for a while. And at the end of smoking us, it was supposed to be a contest, I guess. But at the end of smoking us, they said, okay, it was probably Colonel Strock, Lieutenant Colonel, went on to be a 3-star, 2-star, I don't know. Ran the Corps of Engineers in the Pentagon, I think. So then they told us we were racing back to the company. So they were making like company-wide against company a race to get back there. The thing is, you can't leave anybody. Everybody has to keep running. You know, they weren't trying to get a bunch of people falling out. And so we're on the way back and we're running. I'm doing the airborne shuffle, you know, trying not to knee the guy in front of me in the back because I got knees that if I fucking don't lift them up when I'm running in this fucking pack mentality, my legs go too long and I can't stay back with them. It's harder for me to run with those fucking people than it was ever for me to run on my own. So we're on the way back and they're trying to race, you know, trying to go fast. And the guidon bearer, see, you got to carry this thing the whole way. You don't get the same breath, so you have to be a good runner to do it. And the guidon bearer sets the pace for the entire company. He goes left, right, and all that. But he sets the pace. And it's a skill to have. Well, guidon bearers kept dropping out. And they're like, somebody carry guidon bearer. Guidon bearer. And then there was nobody coming. And I said, well, fuck it. I'll do it. And I know they didn't want to give it to me. But nobody else was coming. And so I got up in front and I started out by keeping a good pace. I was running and I said, okay, here we go. And I picked up the pace, and started running. And I feel these people falling out behind me and the fucking cadre, you know, sergeants are yelling at me, ha, ha. And it's like, yeah, I'll leave you fuckers behind. You just lost your leader. So it may be that's not the type of person. It all depends on who it is I'm with and who it is I want to fuck with. That's the last time they ever had me, the only time they ever had me carry the guidon. I got to sing cadence once too, but that's another story. Never again. As they see me running off into the fucking tree line, they just let me go.